Here's your 3-minute medical update. Hi there again, friends. I'm going to come to you tonight on a little bit weightier and deeper issue of meaning to me, since some of the coverage that I noticed in the media yesterday regarding comments about school closures and in general the responsibility that we have as citizens for our families and one another. I'm going to show you just a few slides and graphs. This will take no more than 2 to 3 minutes, and it'll be part one of probably 3 over the weekend. I realize, although I don't like it, that I run the risk of offending the sensibilities of some with what I'm going to say tonight. But this must be said, and it must be said now by men of science and people of conviction and people that love the country. There was a suggestion yesterday by Dr. Fauci, who I respect greatly and who I've been reading after for 35 years. He suggested, as the director of the CDC's Allergy and Infection Disease Branch, that we might keep our schools closed next year. And this phrase and this statement and all the coverage about it has simply pushed me to the edge so that I feel compelled to carefully and in consideration share some thoughts on 2 subjects. I'll deal with the first subject and a branch of it this evening, and then I'll try to deal with this as carefully as I can over the next couple of days. I want you to look at these numbers that I'm about to show you, and please think logically with me. I am begging you to think above emotion, because there has been far too much emotion from March to May and not nearly enough rational thought and logic. If 1 million of 50 million healthy school-age children in the United States get coronavirus, do you know how many children would die in the entire country in a year? Remember that the death rate is 0.02 to 0.03%. That means 2.5 on average out of 10,000. If you watch this calculator, you will see that we would have a total of 250 or a 200 to 300 range of children that might die in this country. Now, these results could be skewed even higher than they really would be, and that is because the numbers that come out of New York show that in 15,000 plus deaths, that 9 children of school age died in New York. That's approximately 6 out of 10,000. And that is 0.06% or 6 out of 10,000. But these were likely chronically ill children with asthma or other lung diseases such as cystic fibrosis that were at significant disadvantage of coronavirus. I want you to think about this in perspective. So we see that in the United States, approximately 250 children would die at the current rates if 1 million school children out of 50 million got coronavirus 19. RSV takes the lives of 250 babies in our countries under the age of 1 annually. Approximately 500 school-age children die of influenza annually. We lose over 2,500 school-age children in the United States annually in auto accidents. And it's estimated that more than 2,000 children die annually from gun accidents or gun crimes. Do we stop society to protect these precious newborns every year? No. The families and their mothers protect them. Do we stop all driving with children in cars in the United States? No. We make the family responsible for putting them in car seats. Do we cancel school every year to save the 500 children that die from influenza, as tragic as that is? No, we don't. We know that we can't protect everyone from everything. We go on with life knowing that people get sick and that sadly children die. Do we suspend the rights of the Second Amendment that we've cherished for over 250 years in our country for 340 million citizens for the tragic loss of 2,500 innocent children due to 2,500 criminals or accidents that caused their untimely deaths? We don't stop society every year to protect the hundreds of thousands of the vulnerable chemotherapy, cancer, immunocompromised, or extremely aged and elderly loved ones that we cherish. We expect the patients or their loved ones to take responsibility for themselves or for their own. This is common sense. This is the way it's always been done. This is what we all understand. I think that it is high time that we call this what it is, one more illness and one more problem that we have to overcome. So please consider, for some perspective, the numbers that I've shared with you tonight and the facts that I've shared with you. These are all taken from the CDC's website and statistics from the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly. I look forward to meeting you again to discuss some of the other aspects that I'm concerned about that have come up over the last several days.